Hello, world.
Bye.
So now we're going to talk about graphing equations. You guys have been doing this. It's a continuation of everything we've done. What is the only, well, we've got two now, right? But what's the equation we're focusing on right now? Y?
Oh, wait.
Y equals
K.
M.
Mx plus b. Remember, when y equals kx, that's our proportional because b is 0. It goes through the origin, kills a Wookiee.
No.
It's very sad.
I don't find it sad.
You. So we only have y equals mx plus b. Really, the other equation is exactly the same except b is 0, so you wouldn't write it. So all we're gonna do today is graph equations. First thing you guys gotta pay attention to is it a positive slope or is it a negative slope? If it's a positive slope, which way does the line rise?
Right.
If it's a negative slope, which way does the line rise?
Left.
When you guys hit algebra, you might hear them say it rises right or it drops right. I just put rises left because it just makes it easier for me. So let's look at this equation. Is the slope positive or negative? So it's going to go this direction, right? I put a little arrow out there just to make sure when I'm looking back, if I look at the line and the arrow and they don't appear to be going the same direction, then somewhere I made a boo-boo. I got distracted, like the meerkat. So let's look at this. First thing we do to plot a line. What's the first coordinate we already have? What is the one up there that's already a coordinate? We talked about m.
1.
Why is it 1?
Because that's B.
Because it's actually 0, 1, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the y-intercept is 0, whatever the b is. So I have a point, don't I?
Yes.
So I go to 0, 1, and there's my first point. That's my b, or my y-intercept. Now, my slope, what do we know slope is?
M.
So say it over there. I heard somebody say it. Rise over run. So m is rise over run. That means as long as I got a fraction, life is golden. Well, what's the fraction? 1/2. Is that a fraction?
Yep.
So rise is 1, run is 2. So I rise 1 and I run 2, and I got my second point. Now, everyone good? If I wanted more points, I could do rise 1, run 2 from each of those points. Then I take my straight edge and make a pretty line. Not a bad line.
You like parody.
I do like pretty lines.
But what if you don't know how to make a pretty line? Or Wesley, that's his shit.
Okay, you've got a ruler, so hopefully you can. And I get a line. Pretty tough so far? So I'm plotting. Remember, it gave me a point already. It did. Let's go down to number 2. First thing we need to do is the slope positive or negative?
Negative.
So the line is going to go this way, right? Does it hurt to make lines on your paper as reminders?
No.
Does it help you in case somebody distracts you?
Yes.
Yes.
So when Sienna has a conversation, you're like, yeah, I got it. Ooh.
Yes.
So, do we have a point already?
Yes.
What's our point?
0, 1.
Yeah, our b is 0, b. In this case, b is 4.
Yep.
So we go to 0 and 4, and we plot a line. Now, which way is this line going to go? Now, we got a problem. We've got 3. So what's the fraction of 3?
3 over 1.
3 is negative 3 over 1, right? If I go up 3, I'm off the thing, right? So I'm going to go down the other way. So down 3. 1, 2, 3, and over 1. Is my line pointing the right way?
Yes.
I can do it again. 1, 2, 3, and over 1. Why did I do it twice?
To make sure.
So you like to be straight?
Yeah, and make sure I'm counting correctly. So when I put my ruler down, if my ruler doesn't go through all 3 points, that means somewhere I plotted something bad. So by plotting 2 points, I ensured that I did what I meant to do. Does that make sense to you? It's that same thing we did before. We're checking, and then I draw a line. Well, if you, yeah, you're right. There are times when you've messed it up both times, and you just can't fix it. Sometimes that happens in life.
And you look like an idiot like me.
No, it's called learning. It's not failing. It's the first attempt in learning. Nobody has ever done anything without failing. Nobody. The Wright brothers failed miserably many times before they flew at Kitty Hawk.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's where they first flew an airplane. Thomas Edison failed over 5,000 times before he made a light bulb.
Well, just a basic.
And he said, I didn't fail. I now know 5,000 ways not to make a light bulb.
He is right.
You will never get it first whack. You will always have to fight for it. How many football teams on the first day that they meet can win a game?
None of them.
Not very
Why?
good, 'cause
They're not insane.
Yeah, they haven't learned how. But that first game can be a learning experience, can't it? Same thing applies to everything else in life. So I don't let my daughter cheerlead because their failures usually involve breaking legs or cracking heads or... Huh?
That's sad.
It scares me when they do their flying.
I'm gonna throw them up in the air.
Yes. All right. Any questions on what we did here?
No.
So today's looks pretty simple. We're going to do some plotting of lines. Do you figure that?
Yay!
Yay!
Hello.